San Antonio is known as Military City USA, and now leaders hope that reputation can help the city play a bigger role in a new area of medical research that's aimed at helping veterans with PTSD.
Now, the push comes as the federal government expands research into psychedelic-assisted treatments for veterans. KENS 5's Jacob Rodriguez explains why city leaders believe San Antonio is well positioned to be a part of it.
In April, President Trump signed an executive order to accelerate the use of psychedelic drugs as medical treatments for PTSD, addiction, and depression. The order paves the way for more research into how the drugs work. The VA is currently involved in 20 active clinical trials. In a letter to the Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins, San Antonio Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones wrote that she wanted the Alamo City to be considered for similar trials as research continues.
We have a lot of 9/11 generation veterans, so veterans under 50 years old. That's unique versus other communities that might be a little bit older. We also, as I mentioned, have the fastest growing female veteran population, right? So really helping the Secretary understand why this is a place where innovation should be thought of and considered for clinical trials.
The mayor says this is a chance to bridge two large parts of the city together, a big military community and a strong biomedical research sector. Some of the leading research on treating PTSD is already done in San Antonio at UT Health's Strong Star Consortium for PTSD Research, led by Alan Peterson.
Lots of excitement about psychedelic research. We do have a trial. There's two trials that are funded right now through the Department of Defense.
Peterson says all participants in the randomized clinical trial will receive cognitive behavioral therapy featuring a therapy session of about 90 minutes a day for 2 weeks. Participants will also have a dosing session and will be administered MDMA at either a high or low dose to gauge how the drugs impact treatment.
The other piece is everybody's going to get this evidence-based treatment for PTSD that we've developed. It's very safe, it's very effective, it's very efficient. And if we add MDMA to that, and the active arm of MDMA doesn't do any better than the control arm, the one that's lower dose, it basically means it's really not adding anything to what we've already been doing.
Researchers are hopeful MDMA could benefit veterans with PTSD because they believe the drug increases the brain's ability to change.
But in theory, it kind of opens up your brain so that maybe it's more efficient. You can process things, you can think about things, you can conceptualize things in a different way because it opens some of these things up in your brain.
While the research is far from complete, the mayor and other leaders across the country hope this expands treatment options for veterans seeking help when they return home.
We have a number of our community members that are dealing with PTSD. So for a number of reasons, I wanted to make sure they had San Antonio in mind, and I think they do.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are still debating and shaping the spending and appropriation bills on Capitol Hill. We'll continue to track their development and what they mean for San Antonio, on air and online. Jacob Rodriguez, KENS 5.
Yeah, we were just talking during the break. They've been actually doing this. I think they started this back in the 40s, but then I think stopped. But now, they're always advancing.
Bringing it back again.
Right.
Yeah. Every time I hear about this kind of a treatment, it's like expanding minds and this and that. Mm-hmm. That's what I hear. I don't know. Right.
I don't know.
Right. I don't know.
Guess we'll see.
I guess we'll see.